Okay, this is a question I want to ask my mother, because this picture really speaks to me. She's in the barbed wire. It's on the beach. I don't even know where on the beach, but hopefully she's going to tell me about it. My mother's the brunette, and very beautiful picture. But I'm intrigued because of the barbed wire and them being on the beach. And I know it's wartime. So I'm going to ask my mom to talk about this picture. And we're just going to go from there so that you kind of know what we're talking about. So here's your picture, Mother. And let just kind of tell me about that time frame. How old were you in that picture, do you think?
I was about 18, 19. I had a dark red velour bathing suit. I remember that. And I don't remember the girl, who she was. But in those days, we all saw the barbed wire that was on every beach in Sydney, or from Sydney, all over.
Don't bend it, don't bend it, don't bend it. That picture's fragile. I'm going to make a copy of it so that we don't lose that picture. So the barbed wire, what's the barbed wire about? It's wartime, right?
Yeah, and that's when we were expecting the Japs every night to come in, and we would hear that lady from Tokyo, Rose or something her name was.
Yeah, that's a big in history books, Tokyo Rose.
Yeah.
They talk about her. You listened to her on the radio?
No.
You didn't? Okay. Well, I thought maybe you did.
We didn't listen to any of them. They were...
Okay. Oh, but it was during that time frame.
Yes, but she would come in at midnight every night, and we had a huge alarm clock up on top of the railroad station. I've forgotten the name of where all the trains met. And she would tell us if we were 1 minute late or 1 minute early. Reset your clocks, she'd say.
Mm. Well, let's get back to the barbed wire. All this barbed wire was put down?
And that was all over the place. That was common sight. That was to protect us from the Japs coming in.
Mm-hmm.
As if it would, but it might help one or two.
So you just decided to climb up inside the barbed wire and take a picture?
Yeah, somebody said get up on the boat. The boat, that was a surf life-saving boat.
Well, there's another picture of you on a boat in a swimming suit, but this is with you, two ladies on the beach and the barbed wire. So the barbed wire was basically put down during World War II to keep invasions, I guess, or just to protect.
It was already down when we got there because we weren't allowed to touch it.
Well, I know. But the wire wasn't always there on the beaches. You grew up on beaches without wire.
Oh, yeah. When I was smaller than that, I think the war happened, what, in 1938? Mm-hmm. Our war, not your war, your skinny little war. Our war was, I think, 38. After, what was that? I can't think of the name of the country that was invaded. Hitler promised not to invade any more little countries, and he broke that rule within 2 weeks. And the minute he invaded a country that Britain had a protection with, treaty with, it would be called a treaty. And the minute Hitler invaded that country, that there was war. And that's what happened. And Hitler did invade that country, and Britain had to go to war just as an honorary thing.
Yeah.
And anyway, we all went. If England needs a helping hand, we'll be there. That's the Aussie saying. Mm. So that's what happened.
One of the other sayings you say is, lest we forget.
Yeah, well, that lest we forget is everywhere in Australia at 9 o'clock at night, and all the RFL, Return Soldiers Club, RSL, And they got more slot machines than they got in Vegas, I swear. They do.
Okay, well, let's not get off the track.
Anyway, at 9 o'clock at night, every night, right at 9 o'clock, the lights dim. First of all, the lights dim. And everybody knows that that's the time to shut their machine down. Stop putting any more nickels or whatever dimes in. And anyway, it's only a very, I've got it somewhere. I think Robin has it on a piece of paper. In the morning as the sun rises and the going down of the sun, we shall remember them. Very short, very...
Does it finish with lest we forget?
Yeah, lest we forget. And that's when the lights come on again and all the light and the machines start up. But that's all it is, just a little reminder to remember the dead.
Well, I have a question. Do you remember, because you grew up in Sydney and there was no wire on the beaches, do you remember when they started putting wire up on the beaches?
Yeah, the minute the Japs, Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor?
That's when they declared war on England. And so a war was declared in Australia, and we were just as much at war.
Did it bother you that they put that wire up? I mean, I just kind of want to know the emotional impact that had on you.
Well, my father was very involved with the war. He was out of World War I, but he was still involved with World War II. He had a boat that they confiscated.
Your dad did?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, yeah, now you know it.
Well, I know. I guess that's why I'm asking these questions, because...
It just was a little motorboat, but they took all boats.
Oh, they took all of them, huh?
Yeah, everyone. For reconnaissance, is that what you called it?
So did it bother you that they put this barbed wire up on your beaches?
No, heck, if it stopped the Japs, we had to build trenches in our backyard, up the backyard. Had to build these silly trenches, and supposedly if the bombs came, we were to hop in there, but they never came, so...
Well, you're pretty lucky there, I guess.
It filled up with water anyway, so... Anyway, the funny thing about all this was we were taught no lights showing outside. And boy, they were strict about that. They had a man walk those streets every night to see if there was any lights showing. And anyway, we had big blackout curtains. But the sirens went one night, and Lenny hopped out of bed. I hopped out of bed, and we all went into routine of what we're supposed to do. I filled the bathtub up with water. Lenny got all the bed mattresses off the bed and put them on this table in the living room. He put one on top and about 4 around the sides. We all did our thing. And all this time, my mother's in there. Come on, Mom, come on, Mom. Yeah, I'm coming, but she never did come. What are you doing that's taking so long? I'm trying to put my corsets on. That's what she was trying to...
That's one thing I remember about your mom, is that she was always dressed properly.
Yeah, and she didn't like a stomach that showed.
Oh, well, that kind of runs in the family, doesn't it?
Yeah, and anyway, she was trying to tie her corsets up, and she couldn't get them done at the side. So anyway, by the time she got out and under, she finally got there. It was all over.
Well, I do remember you've got another picture here, and we're going to finish with this. You're in the swimsuit, so I'm thinking it's probably on the same day. But you're out on it looks like on a little craft. You might be on a raft.
Surf
I don't know.
boat.
You're on a surf boat?
Yeah.
And I think your brother submitted that picture into the newspaper. And
somebody did.
Yeah, I think it was your brother that did. But anyway, tell about that story real fast and we'll wrap it up.
All right. That picture became pretty famous in Sydney. It was one of those funny shots. But I received thousands of letters. So I couldn't put them all away. I couldn't read them all. There were so many from different countries, different languages. Anyway, it was pretty, and I got some money from it. I don't know how much now, but they did send me a second prize, I think. It didn't win the big prize.
No, you were kind of runner-up, I think, is what it was.
Yeah, I was something. I wasn't the big one.
Well, you were one of the top 10 beauties of Australia,
Yeah,
is what it was.
but I wasn't the one.
No, but
I wasn't Olivia Newton-John.
Well, you were definitely a contender. The mailman was so happy when the mail started because you said he would bring them in duffel bags. And
he would too. I'd have so many of these damn letters I'd have to sort out.
And look at all the suitors you had to go with. You could have had some rich men in your life, Mother.
I know. I could have had Henry. Henry was one of the choice ones.
Well, anyway, let's not go into the suitors. I love this picture of you, and I just kind of wanted to share it and talk about the barbed wire and the war a little bit. So, it's just an interesting picture. So, I hope people enjoy it. And there you have it.
I want them to remember the war, not forget it, because there are a lot of people lost that war, and the Japs were so cruel and mean and unjustifiable. So that's why today I just can't.
I know, but we're not, and that's fine. But a lot of veterans feel that way when they're in wartime. Wartime's always ugly, and
we'll have to talk about.
We'll talk about that later because we are down to
Arthur MacArthur one of these days.
Yeah, Arthur MacArthur. Okay. We are going to talk about the war because that is important. Want to talk about your dad. Before I forget that stuff, he's an interesting man. Your dad is. So we're going to cut it off. This one was about this picture and the barbed wire on the beach. And anyway, say goodbye. That's
goodbye. Goodbye. I'll see you later, mate.
And then, lest we not forget.
Yeah. Everybody, not just the Aussies.
Yeah, I know. We can't rewrite history. So.
But you can remember it.
Yep. There's a lot of people feel that way. All right. Bye.